Back here on First Things First, Undisputed, coming up at 9:30 sharp. Jenny Taft, good morning to you. What do you guys have on the show today?
Morning, Jenna. Hey, guys. Coming up on Undisputed, Skip reacts to Dak Prescott being left off yet another top 100 players list. And should the Patriots be treating Tom Brady better? Plus, Antonio Cromartie and Rob Parker are in studio with us today. Undisputed coming up next. Jenna, back to you and the guys.
All right, Jenny, have a great show. Look forward to it. Time now for Say What? WWE superstar Stone Cold Steve Austin stopped by a recent Browns practice, taking time to run some routes with Baker Mayfield. Sounds like head coach Freddie Kitchens has a couple of moves to teach Stone Cold. Say what?
I could show him a couple moves, though. That
in the ring, you mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Like my patented move is a soup bone. You know what that is?
I don't want to demonstrate on Tony, please.
Yeah. Does anybody here know what a soup bone is?
No, we'd like to see.
That's when you come off the top rope and elbow him right on top of the head.
Yeah, seen it plenty of times.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Got to get high on the turnbuckle, though.
Huh?
Why is it at the elbows?
I have no idea.
Chris, you knew. You never fail to amaze me.
What?
He said nobody knows what a soup bone is. Right before Freddie Kitchens described it, Chris went like this. Yeah.
Like I hit you with this, you're going to be eating out of straw with soup.
Oh, that's where it comes from?
Boom, bow off the top rope. I used to be a huge wrestling fan when I was a kid, man.
Right, that's Big Ben taking what looks like a flying leg drop, it would appear, from Freddie Kitchens. You've got Baker Mayfield in the background. That's a good Photoshop. I like that. That reminds me.
Freddie Kitchens got a tight body now.
Yeah.
Where they got that from?
Big Ben's also got a better body in that picture than in real life.
Oh, Ben's in better shape, man.
Oh, yeah, he's shaved.
He cuts the beard and everything.
Absolutely, lack of distractions.
Go ahead, Jen. Give it to us.
No, Baker looked a little stocky in that video. Like, I mean, you know, just a little, not overweight. He just looked a little like, you know.
Yeah, we'll see if he can give up sugar for a couple weeks and see how that goes for him.
What's wrong?
Jenna, you body shaming Baker Mayfield?
No.
Yep.
As soon as I open my mouth,
Jenna,
I
you
want
body
to
shaming
close it
Baker
again.
Mayfield? Go ahead, man. Have a hot
Jenna's
take.
doing some
This is
serious
the last
training.
block of the show. This is the most important segment we do, man. Go viral, Jenna.
All right, I'd like to see him lose 15 pounds.
Oh!
There, I
That's what I'm
said
talking
it.
about.
Okay.
Pounds?
I'm
Finished.
with you, Jenna.
Finished. I
Yep,
see
he still got some baby fat around his
That's
chin
it.
area.
No.
Shave some of that.
Wow.
Beard. Back to the Colts now. So if I'm going all the way.
Okay.
On Saturday, Andrew Luck shocked the sports world by announcing his retirement from the NFL at age 29. Many around the league chimed in, voiced their support for Luck's decision. Aaron Rodgers was asked how he felt about the Colts fans booing Luck, and he didn't hold back. Take a listen.
I thought it was pretty disgusting. You know, he's making a really tough decision. And even before that, you know, he makes a decision. I don't know why that doesn't stay in-house to kind of protect him a little bit. Although, when I think about it, I thought it would have been, you know, more of a standing ovation type thing and a thank you than boos. But I said it this morning, I 100% respect him immensely for his decision. I salute him for choosing, you know, quality of life. He's a fantastic player. He had a great career, and he's got a lot to be proud of. What he went through to get himself back on the field is what it means to be a leader, and I'm excited for him, and I think what he did is actually very selfless, not selfish.
Susie, do you think that the Colts did enough to support Andrew Luck during the 7 years he was in Indy?
No, absolutely not. I mean, the owner was shocked that he was retiring. I know the general manager was shocked. They couldn't have been happy about this. 29 years old, before you're 30, that you can say, you know something, if they're taking away our running game, I can throw the ball 45, 50 times, and I'm going to be comfortable. But they got to lean on their defense. That defense has to step up to what they did that 10 after week number 10. And Marlon Mack, to me, he's got to be the wild card as far as can we keep him healthy. Last year, he was in a small group of 3, and that goes to, I mean, the best backs that we have in the league, where he averaged 75 yards, had 10 touchdowns. He's one of 3. To me, can he get that number close to 90? and we can lean on the running game with that great offensive line they have, that to me balances out some of the loss of Luck and his great throwing ability.
Those three, Mack, Gurley, and Saquon Barkley,
Yes.
the reason Zeke's not on the list, he didn't get to the 10 touchdowns. But just one more note on the perspective of what we just saw with Luck's career ending. If Zion Williamson over the next 3 years goes to the playoffs in year 3, leads the Pelicans to the Western Conference Finals, is the #1 pick, transcendent talent, generational talent, and that's as good as it ever gets. And before he's 28, before he's 30 years old, he's out of basketball. Right? That would seem, barring one horrific, life-changing injury, we would say, well, that is an impossibility. That's what just happened with the NFL with Andrew Luck. This player who was the most can't-miss among can't-miss guys, it missed. And it didn't, it's not like it missed early with like RG3, he suffered a devastating injury. Each year, Chris laid it out. 11 wins, 11 wins, 11 wins, step further in the playoffs, step further in the playoffs. And then for that to be as good as it ever got, that playoff game against New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game back in 2014 is just gobsmacked.
I like your comparison, but I think Andrew Luck was a better prospect. And the reason why was he didn't have a weakness. You don't see anybody comparing, our NBA experts comparing Zion to the greatest basketball players ever played. No, they're talking about one of the great stories, one of the great athletes. As a basketball player, they're talking about Charles Barkley. Oh, no, Andrew Luck, it was the creme de la creme. He was compared to every great quarterback we had, Marino, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, all those, because he did not have a weakness as an athlete. From a throwing motion standpoint, the offense they had at Stanford, his ability, his overall intellect, his leadership, not a weakness at all. He wasn't, Zion's a guy without a jump shot. Right. He's a guy searching for a position. He's a big guy, might have weight problems. He's undersized. Oh, no, Andrew Luck is the prototype, the quarterback that we're looking for, not only in the 60s, but we'll be looking for in the 2020s.
So maybe the better example would have been if LeBron, after taking the Cavs to the finals when he's 22 years old, and you're like, oh, my God, what the next decade, 15 years going to be, and what it turned out. If that was as good as it got, and 5 years later he's out of basketball. That's what we just saw with Andrew Luck. Again, I think the ripple effects of this are going to be felt in this league for years to come.
All right, let's move on now to the Dallas Cowboys. As they inch their way closer to the start of their season against the Giants in Week 1, they do so without Ezekiel Elliott, their star-stud all-everything running back, still waiting for his new deal. Haven't heard much from Zeke of late, but yesterday an article came out from an interview back in July before his holdout began, where he said this: I love playing for the Dallas Cowboys. I love the organization, my teammates. I do want to be a Cowboy for the rest of my life, and hopefully that's a possibility. But even Emmitt Smith, the greatest running back ever, ended up going to play a couple of years for another organization, so it's just the nature of the game. But I want to be a Dallas Cowboy for as long as I can. CeCe, you believe Zeke still feels this way more than a month after making all those comments?
No, absolutely. No, but he got some strings attached. I want to be the highest paid for right now. So, yes, of course, who wouldn't want to be a Dallas Cowboy? They're a young team. Jerry Jones, one of the best owners to play for. Hang out with. Jerry, one of the best owners to ever hang out with. And I haven't seen an owner on or off the field, that being basketball, that being baseball and or football, that would support his players in anything that they were involved in. And that being if they were guilty or presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. So, Jerry, there's no owner that's gone to bat for their players like him. He's been consistent. He loves football. And Jerry's got a very, very high football IQ. I know we bang on him because of his sound bites and everything, but football's been in his blood. He played football. He realized his fortune is developed by the Dallas Cowboys, and he's trying to maintain that, and he would love one more Super Bowl, and he knows that good players are a part of that. He realized it's not him, it's not his son, it's them guys out there on the field, and they've done a great job of drafting and developing young players. This is a very good roster. Yes, If I was a young player, I'd be wanting to stay with that star on my helmet too.
And let's take Zeke for what he means, maybe not literally. When he talks about for my entire career, Emmett, for all intents and purposes, was a Cowboys' whole career. I understand he finished with the Arizona Cardinals, but that was just because Emmett played so long, and he was no longer that Emmett Smith, but he wanted to keep playing. And he set the rushing title with the Dallas Cowboys. Everyone remembers him as a Dallas Cowboy. Zeke has the opportunity to do exactly what he's saying. The contract they've offered to him, which I don't think the dispute is about years, the dispute's about guaranteed dollars and total dollars, would take him through year 9. How long's a running back going to play in today's NFL? Not a lot of Frank Gores coming out of college anymore, man. And even Frank Gore wasn't supposed to be Frank Gore. He's a guy with injury issues in college. So I think Zeke and the Cowboys do get a deal done, whether it's before week 1 or not, we don't know. But I think that deal is going to be a 4-year extension that will take him through the end of his rookie contract. That's through year 5, and then 4 years. Now, if Zeke continues to play up to this level for the next 5-6 years, then he will be a Cowboy at least until year 10. And after that, it's not really that relevant. But I totally understand why for him, you have ownership that is deeply committed to winning. You have the best brand maybe in all of sports, certainly in all the NFL, and you've got 3 young-ish, all-pro offensive linemen to run behind. And a point you made earlier I think is a good one. Yeah, maybe you'd want to play with a superstar quarterback, or maybe if you're Ezekiel Elliott, you kind of like that you play with a quarterback that maybe one day will be a star, but right now needs you and leans on you, and your value can really be exhibited to that regard. So, yeah, Zeke does want to be a Cowboy for as long as possible, but there are some prerequisites there. Most notably, it would appear becoming the highest-paid running back in the history of the NFL. The Cowboys are just willing to make him the 2nd highest-paid running back in the history of the NFL, and there's the rub where we sit here today.
And so we wait a little longer. That's it for now. We're back here tomorrow morning, 6:30 Eastern. Stay right here. Undisputed starts right now.